Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday, girl. Welcome to the show, honey. Welcome to the Wake Up and Conquer show. Y'all already know we're going to get into a couple of good topics today. Listen, the point of us doing the show is for us to really talk about entrepreneurship and all the things that we have to conquer off the screen and behind the camera. So, we're going to get into a couple of things today. We're going to talk about what I think is the perfect trio, which is support, love, and hustle. Y'all know I always say I'm not mad at hustle culture. But I think there's a way to do it that honors you and helps you build your best life. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my over 30 people. Okay. I also want to do a little coaching. I've been doing that this week on the show too, where I want to kind of talk about how to turn your business into a machine behind the scenes. This is gonna be me tapping into all of my HR experience, which I think is something that I've leveraged to help women organize their business. So I'm going to be talking about the systems that you need for your customers. Okay. So let's get into it today, y'all. Happy I'm sorry. Look at me talking about happy Monday. Lord, happy Wednesday. What are you going to conquer today? What are you going to conquer today? I know for me, with it being Wednesday, this is content day for me. So you can see I'm up, ready, dressed, ready for the day. But this is gonna be a content day for me. It's gonna be a half content day and half selling day for me. And then I'm gonna have a hard cut off today because I need some home time, some time at home, some time with Bay. And I've just been working too much. Okay. So, what are you going to conquer today? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Welcome in. Let's get into our first topic today, which is what I think is the perfect trio. I think the perfect trio, when you're in a season where you're building your business, and y'all know I love talking about the battle of being bold. I love talking about the battle of consistency and passion that's required with entrepreneurship. And I think it's easier said than done. And I think sometimes I think if you're like me, if you're a visionary and you're super bold and you love business and you love all of the things, there's a certain pride that comes with you kind of doing it yourself. Maybe that's just me though. There's a pride that I take in waking up and loving the game, chasing the game, doing all of the things. Like I must be crazy. Like this is a crazy person's dream. Entrepreneurship is. But I think that I also cannot discount how much I don't ask for help, how much it feels good to get help, and then how much we actually need love in the process. I'm gonna have to break this down. Okay, because I think that this is a perfect trio to support you in your entrepreneurship. You need support, you need love, and you need hustle. But here's my take on it. Here's my take on it, okay? Thank you, Coco. I think my take on this is that you do need support from people that you know in real life. I like, let's be for real, okay? I think that you do need love. You need somebody that's looking out for you. But I think that those two are irrelevant if you don't have the last one, which is the hustle. And I wanted to use the word hustle because I know what it means to people. I know what it brings up in people. I know it makes people think that that means they got to get up and get to it and and go stand on the corner. And yes, that's what I want you to feel. Because where a lot of us are going, I know for me, it requires an insane work ethic that people think they know times 20. Seriously. So I wanted to mention that, which is this idea of, I think if you're seeking, I don't want to say if you're stuck because I don't like that phrase. I think if you're just going along the journey, maybe that's something that you can think about. Do I have these three things in my life? Do I truly have support? And not just from my internet friends. Do I have some type of love in my life? Maybe that's a partner, maybe that's a BFF, maybe that's a dog, girl, or maybe that's an AI sex toy, girl. I don't know, baby. Times have changed, okay? But most importantly, do you have the hustle? Because people can hype you up all day. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people we know where they be like, man, if they just did that, man, they will be on. Because they got all the support and love and people hyping them up in the world. But if you don't have the ability to have an insane work ethic, I think you will lose. I truly think so. I truly think so. And y'all know I talk about this over and over again where I think that because we're brilliant and gifted, that we think that surpasses the amount of work that is required. where even if you're super brilliant and super gifted, you're just at the starting line. That does not, you don't get to brilliant and gift your way unless you're literally the top 0.5% of people. And even then, the work ethic has to be insane. So as you navigate this season of life, I want you to take inventory, especially if you feel like you're moving slower than you know you're capable of. Where's my support? Who do I know for a fact I love them and they love me back? And how is my hustle? How is my ability to get up on a rough day and get to it? What is my ability when I've been out of my game for a week or two to jump back in without overthinking myself into a spiral? What is your ability to wake up and face rejection over and over and over and over and over again? How is your hustle? And if your hustle is lacking, if your hustle means research by scrolling all day, if your hustle means just listening to me on live and feeling good and talking to Chat GPT and then getting off and that's it, like, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. What's up, Queen Mother Taylor? I see you, girl. So your perfect trio in this season, if you feel like you are not moving at the speed of lightning like you are designed to, where's your support? Where's your love? And most importantly, where's your hustle? Where's your work ethic? Okay? Because some of us have been thinking and strategizing for 2 months now. Like, let's be for real. All that strategy in the world, you should be able to build a damn helicopter. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't that much strategy and research in the world. Well, Deb, I don't have their website. I mean, are you building a website for Elon Musk or what? Because have you seen TikTok and folks in their bed talking to the camera? Like, where you at, friend? Okay, so this perfect trio support. Where's my support? Y'all know we talked about on the show Monday. We talked about the idea of business besties and how it sounds good, but the idea of finding good business besties, it can be tricky, right? Shout out to some women that I love that are close to me. I feel like I have a great social circle, but to find like perfect fit friends is tricky. It's tricky. I know for me, because I like business, but I like a little one too. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a like, girl, you want to go like it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's dish these laptops and go sit at the bar at the hotel and to buy us wine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when we think about support, it's a harsh reality and it sounds cliche. Look around that circle, boy. It's going to do it every time. It's a reality check for me every time I look at the people that I talk to every day. It's a good check for me. But, and your support can also come in terms of coaching, community, being connected to me. You know what I'm saying? She said, okay. No, for real. Yeah. So I want you to think about that trio as you think about this season of life. Where is my support? Where do I get love? Because I don't want us to discount how much it feels good to be loved, especially as a woman. It feels so good to be loved. And I don't just mean by my husband, I mean by my sister, by my best friend, by my community, by my auntie. Like, it feels good to be loved. Okay. So where's your support? Where's your love? And where's your hustle? Okay. I want you to think about that for this next season in your life, especially if you're not moving super fast. And so this next segment of the show, I want to get into some organization hacks behind the scenes. I hear a lot of women talk about, oh, my back end this and my back end that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some systems and organizations that you can use behind the scenes. I'm going to put on my HR consultant hat here and teach you 3 categories of systems that you need in your life as an entrepreneur, especially if you're working by yourself or you just have an assistant and you have a 9-to-5. I'm going to talk about the 3 different systems that you need. I'm about to put on my HR consultant hat and really teach y'all. That's going to be coming up next. So take a look, learn more about Conquer, and we're going to be right back. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. It's a lot of women in this room. Can I be transparent with y'all tonight? There is a facade on social media. Social media is fake. And what I want to tell every woman in this room who doesn't think she's pretty enough, smart enough, adventurous enough, sexy enough, social media is fake.
When Sus say that she came to conquer, that's literally what she did. But it's something about that word though. That's what I learned this event right here. Deb is in a really, really unique space where she is positioned to help entrepreneurs get over the fear, mostly of themselves. The fear of being successful, the fear of making money, the fear of believing that you can be a big business. Man, Sis is breaking it down. If you need a business coach, if you need someone that can help you give you the step-by-step plays on how you can take your business to the next level, I gotta go ahead and say it. I gotta give it to her. You need to be contacting Deb Lester. That's Conquered by Deb.
Let me tell you this about content. Content is not something you create. Content is documentation. Come to the event today, take a picture, boom, documentation. Think of it like a documentary. That's content. You go up there and take a picture with Charmaine. I'm so inspired, this EP, yeah, that's content. I'm documenting my life.
Why you not tell me my mic was on mute? I'm just up here talking. Okay. I got to get into systems that you need for your customers. I'm talking about, girl, listen, friend. I'm like, let me get into this next segment, girl. Mike just on mute. Okay. I have to get into, I have the phone, the laptop, and the monitor because I be trying to I got to produce stuff at the same time. Child, listen, I am in my Oprah training era. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. I feel like that there are three categories of systems that business owners need. Okay, I've worked in corporate America, I've worked with the big businesses, I've worked in the HR departments, I've ran the HR departments. These are the three categories of systems that you need for your business, especially if you don't have a assistant and it's just you. If it's just you, put me in the comments. Put Deb, it's just me. It's just me, baby. And we so here for it. If you have an assistant, I want you to put assistant in the comments. Okay. And if you have a team, I want you to put team in the comments because some of the entrepreneurs I work with, they have full blown teams. Okay. Rashana says, good morning, ladies. What's up, girl? It's content day for me, baby, because my energy got to be high today. Chastity says it's just me. Hey, clock it. Okay. It was just me and my business for a long time. And then I went to having a team. I grew my team to like 5 people. Girl, that girl was so stressful. Babe, I was damn near walking in the corner store trying to get me a pack of Newports. I ain't lying, girl. And they made 15. No, they made 16, 17, 18, and $19 an hour. And they were working like 20 hours a week. I was like, no payroll today. Please do not do any work because this is scratched out over here. Okay. And then I got back down to just me. And then now I have an assistant. So I get it. Rashana says it's just me, but looking to hire soon. I love it. We're about to get into the 3 categories that all entrepreneurs need when it comes to your back ends and your systems. We talk a lot about content. We talk a lot about marketing. We talk a lot about selling. Let's get into these systems, okay? Let's get into it. Okay. Rashana says my leads are out of hand, more than I can handle. Yes. Shout out to Rashana in the Conquer Club last night. She shared how she got over 400 leads for her business that she's going to be working. So that's the type of stuff we work. That's the type of stuff we want, where we're having so many leads come in. That's how we know it's time to hire. So, what's up, Chastity? Thank you for tagging her, Coco. She said, I had an assistant. It was so much smoother. Yes, I feel the same. I feel the same too, baby. Shout out to Janaya, baby. She is really behind the scenes. And sometimes people think they talking to me and it be her, but she is just so good. And I'm so here for it. Okay, so let's get into it. 3 categories of systems that you need for your customers. There are 3 C's that you need to conquer when it comes to your systems, okay? And if you're taking notes like me, friend, because I love notes, I want you to write these 3 systems down, these 3 categories down. Do I have a system for my customers? Is somebody popping in the chat? Do I have a system for my customers? Do I have a system for communication? And do I have a system for care? I have an HR background. And I've worked with really high performing teams. Okay. And one thing that I know for a fact, and a reason why I feel like I've been able to build Conquer the way that I have, is because I know that an overlooked part of business has always been culture. Always been culture. So that last category, when I talk about C, I'm about to give y'all a gem about how I was able to not only come online, but hook my audience, pull them offline, and get them coming to events and stuff like that. So 3 categories of systems. Do I have a system for customers? I'm about to break these down. Do I have a system for communication? And then do I have a system for care? I love it. Shout out to Bay. Come on, Bay. In the comments. I love it. Okay. Let's get into these. Do I have a system for customers? This is 2 parts. Because and this is for who has a CRM. Put CRM in the chat. You have somewhere where you can see your customers, you can see their phone numbers, you can see the emails, you can see the proposal. I know, like, my husband uses Honeybook. I use Monday. I know some people use Asana. I know some people use a spreadsheet. Like, where is your system for customers? I talk about this every day because I'm constantly mind blown by entrepreneurs when you say you need sales, but that just means you need to promote. Those are not the same. Okay. Rashana says she has a CRM. Bay says he uses Honeybook. Your system for your customers should do a couple of things. Okay. It should tell you the customers you've been in contact with in the past. Why is that important, Deb? Because you don't just run a business chasing new customers all the time. Your old customers actually have a higher chance to convert. This Dollar General behind my house, they stay open because I go over and over and over again. And there's windows around the corner too. The business does not only need a strategy for new customers, it needs a strategy on retaining old customers too. And not just them, but their friends and their family and the people that they know. This is why it's important for you to have some type of systems around customers so that you can see at a glance all of the customers you have interacted with. She said, baby, it's me. I'm keeping Dollar Tree in business. And they need to be called $2 tree, $3 tree, $4 tree. They just need to call it value tree at this point. Because why this pack of paper towels $4 in this yard sign is $10 in Dollar Tree? Yes, Bay says you can create templates and help you strategize automations to your clients as well. Absolutely. This is why I'm not mad if you go low budget on this, but I'm not mad. And this is why I tell People, having your job is such a blessing because it gives you a few dollars to get stuff like this in place. It really does. It really does. Please do not wait until you get rid of that job to be like, all right, let me get all this organized. Woo, child, baby. You're going to be calling them back like I made a mistake. Okay. Okay, so your first system is for your customers. Can you keep track of all of the customers that you've talked to in the past? What's the second part of that? Where are all of the customers that I'm in communication with or that I want to be in communication with? That's why you need a system solely dedicated to customers. And your CRM is not the analytics page on your socials. That is not an accurate way to go and measure what's going on with customers. When I ask entrepreneurs about how do you start your day, if that's, well, I go see the analytics and that tells me what's up, like that's not an accurate view of customers and relationships and sales and rapport. It's a part of it. But I would rather you have somewhere where it's like, okay, these are all the people I work with. As people work with you, that's where they go. These are all the people I want to work with, and these are all the people that I'm in conversation with. And that is going to be a lot of black and white facts about where you are in your business. So that's the first category of systems that you need. Okay. And again, you can use your spreadsheet. I know somebody that use a notebook. Y'all know we're a partner with Monday.com. I love Monday.com. I think it's so user friendly. And do y'all want to see mine? Put see yours in the comments and I'll show y'all mine right quick. If you want to see mine, put yes in the chat and I will show you mine. Okay. So you need your first category of systems for customers. Okay. And there are two more categories of systems that you need. Okay. The second one is going to be for communication. How do you communicate with your people offline? Okay. When you're looking to grow, yes, do the socials, but also how powerful would it be if you can hit them from another angle, like email marketing, text marketing? Who does email or text marketing? Let me know down in the comments. Is that something that you do? I know, like me, I have an email list. I don't have many people on it. I'm growing it. I think I might have a little north of 2,000 people on mine. I really need to grow my email list so bad. It needs to be like 40K. Like mine is set, it's low. But it's a way for me to be able to hit people besides them just watching me on social media. Right? So your first system, you need something for customers. Where are my customers? What are the names? Where are the emails? Where are the leads? Where are the past customers? That needs to be in one place. And then there's a second category of systems that you need around communication. Rashana says she uses email marketing. I love it. What are y'all favorite email marketing platforms? I love Flowdesk and have used Flowdesk for years. I just love it so much. It's so simple. The only thing is it don't integrate with much. But Slack is another one. Coaches, when you have coaching clients, how are you staying in touch? Right? So what's your system for communication? That should be an easy one because there's too many systems out here. Rashana says she uses MailChimp. MailChimp is all reliable. For real. I think that the reason why I love Flowdesk is because I might have started my email list off with just like a couple of hundred people. I don't even remember. But I noticed that a lot of the email marketing platforms I was looking for, as I got more people, they wanted to charge me more. They was like, well, you got over 500 emails now, so now you got to pay this. Well, now you got over 1,000, you got to pay this. And I'm like, friend, why is you price gouging me? You know what I'm saying? So I love Flowdesk because they allow me to just increase my subscribers and have as many opt-in forms as I want to. And I can sell products and everything. And it's still just one low monthly rate. And this ain't sponsored. I need some sponsorship because I'll be plugging this stuff in too much. Even for text, we use Google Voice. When you have a consultation and we want to follow up afterwards, hey, such and such, it was so great to talk to you. I pull out my Google Voice, send out a text. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy, easy. So that's the second category. Let me get into this third category of systems that you need. A system for care. Deb, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? You need a system to keep up with your customers. You need a system to keep up with your communication. And you need a system to show that you care. What does that look like? This looks like you having a school community. This looks like you having a Patreon. This looks like you having a broadcast channel. This looks like you having a subscribers only thing on TikTok. The people that want to stay connected to you, what's the system for them? And let me tell you this. I said this last night inside the Conquer Club. A lot of us women who have been online for years, we are severely underestimating how many people want to be near us, how many people want to see us, and how many people want to hear more from us. We are severely underestimating that. Even if it's starting off with 8 folks, we are severely underestimating how much our customers want to stay in contact with us. We are severely underestimating how much our customers want to know each other. What is your system or whatever that you're using to show your customers that this is more than a transaction? This is care. What is your system for that? Thank you for tagging people, Coco. That is so sweet, girl. I really do appreciate it so much. Rashana says, oh, you have to MailChimp, girl. Yes, I have to switch them soon. I'm going to reach over 500 and they will start charging me. I use Google Voice too. Yeah, I was like, baby, not you charging me for being successful. You know what I'm saying? Rashana says, I contacted a client this morning for a payment on their trip due to be paid this month. I also go over their travel documents via phone and send an easy to follow PDF. That's good, girl. I love it. I love the touch points. I love multiple touch points. I love it. It's something regularly that I do to stay in contact with. Yes. What is your system for care? Like once I buy from you, how do I stay connected? How do I stay in the loop? How do I meet other customers who like this thing too? You know, when I think about Conquer, we have the free Facebook group, but we have the Conquer Club inside Patreon. We meet on Zoom, blah, blah, blah. But even if I was a freaking baker and I baked cookies, I'm trying to think of the simplest example. I would have a free Facebook group, a Patreon, or something that's for dessert lovers. And I'd be like, oh, y'all, look, I tried this red velvet cake today. What's y'all favorite Sunday's dinner dessert recipe? Oh, y'all, happy Monday. Are y'all on? Did y'all have some sweet today? Share your dessert in the comments. Like I would create some place to where people know when it comes to this topic, this industry, this part of the world, baby, you come into my world and you stay. I keep saying over and over and over again that business owners who are not focused on community are going to lose out big time over the next several years. Big time. Big time. Big time. No community, no lives, no podcasts, no events. It's just a social media page and your service. You are going to slowly fade to the back over the next couple of years. Guaranteed. And I can also guarantee that you have your favorite lives and podcasts and events and all of those things. And they're doing it in your face. Don't miss out on doing that with your audience. TikTok did something so good. It introduced a new level of humanity to marketing in the internet. And if you think that just because you have a great product or service and people like you because you cool, you're going to miss out. Because we're going to speed past you. And little 6-year-olds on YouTube who play with Play-Doh and got 2 million followers, they're going to start running circles around you because community and having people is going to be the biggest asset that you can have in the marketplace. Which is why instead of doing a TV commercial, you may as well send your stuff to an influencer because they have what? They have people. They have people, they have community, and that is going to be the biggest asset that you'll be able to have as a business owner. It's going to matter if you're good or not, absolutely. But the ones who have community are going to be able to get 10 times more opportunity and money than you. And y'all can put y'all talent neck and neck. Theirs may even be less. But if my talent 30% less than yours, but bro, I got a rock hard community that comes to events and that show up and rock with me, who do you think the brand deal is going to? Who do you think the business is going to? And who do you think the future belongs to? Your system for care and your culture or lack of culture is going to compound over time, and it's going to be a clear differentiator in the marketplace. Guaranteed. Especially if you're the same consumer where you like podcasts, you like following the same people over and over and over again, you like watching their journey, you like being in their community and all of that. And if you're not giving that to your people, then the bucket's going to stop with you, my friend. Okay. All right. So those are the 3 systems that you need for your customers in your business. Okay. You need a system for the customers. You need a system for the communication, and you need a system for the care. Where's the community? Where's the culture? And this requires you to have a self-esteem and boldness out of this world to assume that somebody wants to do more than a transaction with you. Okay. But that's something that you're going to have to go on the couch and talk to the lady about or something, because people want to see you. They want you to be bold. Okay. For real. Rashana says, and it's going to create legacy in the people establishing you as the GOAT of the industry. We got into this last night on the Conquer Club, and it's such a gem. Such a gem. You want people saying, hey, that's the person to learn from. Oh, girl, you saw me wear that. That's the person who taught me. Oh, girl, them cookies I had, that's the girl that baked them. And if you only think that doing business is being brilliant and transactional, then baby, you're gonna slowly fade to the back. Slowly fade to the back. Rashana already know. All right, so let's get into it. I want to get into this topic around leading and serving others, what it really looks like, what it really feels like, what I think about leadership, and probably some of the taboo things that I think about leadership. I don't know, I'm gonna have to speak my mind a little bit, but we're gonna get into it right after this. I want you to learn a little bit more about Conquering Cocktails. The next one is gonna be here in Dallas on July 26th. We had a time last month, and then we'll be moving on to Conquering Cocktails in Memphis. So just a second, we'll be right back, and let's talk about leadership, and is that what it looked like on TV?
Everybody, I'm your girl, Dr. Margarita Johnson, with and for Sisterhood Executive Director.
Hey y'all, it's Keontae here from 36 Beauty. I'm a makeup artist and esthetician.
I am here at the Conquer and Cocktails with Miss Deb Lester. You guys missed a treat.
I came here with the fear of not knowing what to do with my business, not knowing what the next step is, and I feel like I conquered that tonight.
The atmosphere was so intimate, authentic, and just to be able to be poured into as an entrepreneur was because I'm the one always giving and pouring, and so it just felt good to be in the atmosphere of fellow entrepreneurs where we can bounce off ideas, brainstorm, and just encourage, uplift, and support one another.
I just want to say overall though, this was amazing, like meeting the new people.
I've conquered, just got so many words of encouragement from people here.
I feel like I know what I need to do. I have the support that I needed. I'm riled up and I have that good energy. I'm ready.
It really helped me, and everything was so authentic, like nothing was forced, everything was real.
Miss Deb is coming to a city near you. I want you to get your ticket to the next Conquer and Cocktails. You will be blessed, your life will be changed. So it's time to conquer.
I'm on mute again. I gotta learn how to be the talent and the production team, okay? Because right now, friend is doing both. This is why I can't wait until my husband gets to a point where we both out full time, because he could be over there in the corner producing the show, and I can just be doing what I do. Let's talk about the truth about serving others, okay? Girl, fix it. The truth about serving others. Who here is a leader? Put leader down in the comments. If you're a leader, you mentor others, you lead others, you coach others. And I talk to a lot of women who just in naturally being a business owner, it's like obviously you become a leader. And not only when you have like employees or you have like a team, but because as you start to get successful and you start to build your business, you just get more influence, you get more knowledge. People see you moving differently and thinking different and acting differently. So they start talking to you and asking you about life. Rashana says, leader, yes. What do you think about leading others? Because I want to share what I think. I think that when I think about leadership, I think about my entire life. I think I've always been the type of girl where in kindergarten, like, I knew I was a leader. I just knew it. Like, I've just known my whole life. Has it been like that for you? Or has it been where you really had to like grow into it and like see yourself? Like for me, I've always been a leader. I've always just been I don't know how to describe it. Like I've always had that in my belly that I was meant to go out front. I've always had that in my belly that I could carry my weight and help somebody else with their, like, I've always had that in my belly. But let me tell you something that I'm learning about leadership. Even when I think about my time in corporate America, I made so many mistakes with leadership. And recently I found myself making this same mistake in leadership. And I'm finding it's something that, and I told myself, I said, Deb, I've done some leadership training in the past, and it's so good. I told myself, I said, you've got to do some leadership training. And I even thought about calling one of my old mentors that I need to work with and said, hey, I need somebody constantly training me on my ability to lead. And I'm going to tell you why. I think that, let me read Rashana's comment first. I'm not going to lose my train of thought. Rashana says, it's a job. You have to be the example. You are unknowingly responsible for others without being asked. Oh, that's good. Their emotions, guidance, and ability to be strong during adversity. That's good. You said a bar. You said you are unknowingly responsible for others without being asked. That's a bar. What I'm learning about leadership is that just because I can naturally lead others doesn't mean that I know some of the technical skills and boundaries that are required. One of the worst things that I've constantly ran into in my leadership that I really need to learn how to refine is being clear about where my boundary is as a trusted source, but also as the leader of this space. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to always be so intentional about not leaning too much to where I have too much of a hand. Like I'm the leader, like get in line, because that's never the vibe. But also like I ain't your homegirl. Oh, y'all, I am figuring it out. Coco says, I'm just finding out that I am one. Wow. She says, I need more training too, Deb. I'm too much of an empath. Oh, girl, that's good. I'm glad that we're talking about this. I think when I've always thought, and thank you for sharing too, Coco. I think when I've always thought leadership training, I always had leadership training in corporate because I've always been well, not always, but I was in management for a while, so I did a lot of training and stuff. But as an entrepreneur, your clients become friends. Your clients become, it's just, man, you've got to be really clear about what the future looks like and what boundaries look like. Seriously. Rashana says you also have to have a backbone because people like to take it to hell with them. And dude, this is true. And I think that being an entrepreneur has been one of the more single-handedly things that has made me even more direct. And I feel like the ability to be direct and not sugarcoat stuff is a very strong leadership quality. I would almost argue that if you can't face being uncomfortable and awkward to be direct and honest with clients, coworkers, employees, or whatever, you're going to struggle with leadership. I really do think so. I think if you can't be direct and honest, you're going to struggle with leadership. I think that being direct and honest doesn't mean being an asshole. And it doesn't mean that you lack empathy. It just means that you're honest and protective in a sense. If I sugarcoat this, it does neither one of us any good. Just for me to avoid discomfort for 30 seconds while I say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good leadership to me. To me, good leadership is, hey, now, unfortunately, we done talked about this 68 times and you still can't get it. So, like, it is a level of saying, hey, I'm going to, just like anything that's worth going out front for, I'm going to face the honesty, the discomfort, being direct, because I'm the leader here. I've got to go out front. I've got to protect this. You know what I also think good leadership is? I think good leadership is saying no. I realized that I was a better leader for the Conquer Club because I don't allow some girls to even pay for it and apply. I had a call the other day, and 2 calls actually, and I was like, oh, you're not a good fit. And as uncomfortable and awkward as it was in the moment, I told myself that's leadership. Uncomfortable, awkward, these people got the money, but this, baby, no. I'm a mama bear about the Conquer Club. You ain't bringing this energy into my group. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. The ability to say, no, you don't belong here. The ability to say, no, you don't mess with my people. The ability to say, well, you were one of my people, but since you did this, you ain't my people no more. Like, the ability to be direct and honest are great leadership skills. Now, that doesn't mean, like I said, we lack empathy, okay? Because I'm here for the empathy. I'm here for life. Now, I ain't here for none every 5 minutes. My tolerance for that is just very little. But I get it, but it's just not for me. But it's important for us as leaders to have empathy. So I'm here for that too. But I just want to share that if you're a moment of leadership, I want you to ask yourself, how often do I find myself being able to be direct and honest? And sometimes it'll be in your gut and you'll be like, man, I need to just tell them what it is right now. But you'll shy away from it. To me, that's weak leadership skills. Those are weak communication skills, which are deeply rooted in how we see ourselves and our ability to disappoint somebody. As a leader, you can and will disappoint. As a leader, you can and will disappoint the people. And it is okay. In fact, I would argue that if your people, your village has never seen their leader navigating something difficult or navigating something that I feel like it even boosts up the respect factor, the humanity factor. I feel like I can argue that for sure. Rashonda says, baby, I ain't JC. You doing this or not? Okay. Yes, I love it. I feel like those are some great leadership qualities to have, especially for those of us who serve women, especially for those of us who we serve communities, and we have a lot of people to take care of at one time. Yes, empathy. Yes, I see you. Yes, I'm understanding. Yes, I have care, but I'm going to add the ability to be direct and honest. Just because I'm direct and honest doesn't mean I take away empathy, I take away care. And I feel like that's something for especially all of the girls that have worked with me one-on-one. I have really done that combination of my women trust that I'm going to be direct and honest with them. I will say that, and Rashana can speak to that. Like they trust that I'm going to be direct and honest, but I have to make sure that it's wrapped in empathy, care, stuff like that. She said, "Do you have any book recommendations?" Yes, I do. Let me pull it up so I can show it to you right quick. So I don't want to misquote. I have one that I have 2 trainings that I did, but I know I got one that's really good for team building. It's called The Power of TED. Oh, it is so good for team building. Let me share my screen right quick so you can see. This is it on Amazon. The Power of TED. It is so good for leadership and team building. Girl, top tier. I can read it over and over again. It gives a lot of good frameworks and concepts that I learned in my HR career. My last job was really big on leadership and training, but they taught me a lot of good frameworks that I use, and I feel like that make me a good leader of even the communities that I have. Seriously. It's really good. So maybe you can check it out and look at it. She said, "Thank you." Of course, girl. There's another training too that I think that every leader needs to go through, and it's called situational leadership. I know one of my last job, we did a training on it. In my last job, it was I always brag about my last job because it was so good. I literally have nothing negative to say. They were so good with culture. I worked with a company that was voted the #1 place to work in Dallas over and over and over again because they were just so big on culture, so big on keeping us happy, so big on making sure that we enjoyed coming to work every day. My first day at work, I went down to the sales floor as the HR person to like introduce myself, and they was listening to Lil Boosie because they know that high energy, like they had mini golf, they had the shelf in the kitchen, that like they knew that happy people were productive, happy people. Like I knew if I need to hire somebody, I could just go down there and be like, "Hey, you got any friends that want a job?" They would be like, "Absolutely." Because they were so happy at work. And this is one of the trainings that they took our HR team through to make sure that we understood how to keep productive and happy people in your network, and you know what I'm saying, and how to manage them, how to lead them. Girl, it's such a good book. And it's not a big book either. You'll be able to read it in a weekend if you want to. So, but that's all I got for the show, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Shout out to the Conquer Club. This month inside the Conquer Club, we're doing 2 things. We're doing sales and we're doing AI. So the ladies are going to get some AI training inside the Conquer Club this month, which is going to be amazing. I hope that they're really excited about it. Shout out to them. We had some major wins inside the Conquer Club. Rashana did her Juneteenth event with the NAACP. So shout out to her. Steffi, baby, is focusing on her YouTube channel and growing her jewelry business. Sierra got her first celeb client as a makeup artist. Ivana got a new client paid in full for her VIP day at her new prices. Tracy is halfway through her $1 million real estate contract. And girl, Camille's hair books are full until August, and she hair real estate closes. And Zara has been reaching out to 10 people a day to sell her hair growth oil. And Chastity is finding a new work-life balance. I'm so here for it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Conquer Club. If you are not inside the Conquer Club, you've never seen community and care mixed with honest leadership and business strategy. You have not seen this combination in the marketplace. Guaranteed. Definitely amazing place to be every Tuesday night. But I'm about to do my content day. I need to go and make all of my TikToks for July. So I will be back on the show tomorrow. We're going to be getting ready to kick it on the 4th. So y'all already know the vibes. Y'all, when you wake up tomorrow, make sure you conquer something, and see you on the show tomorrow. Bye, ladies.
Me, the Conquer Club is a sisterhood. I didn't know a lot of these ladies. I have truly made connections, real friendships, bonds. I've cried with these ladies. It elevated my business so much, just putting a foot on the gas and stomping on necks, like literally. I'm really proud to be a part of this space, and I think this is what entrepreneurs need.